It's hard to believe it now, but there was a time when most people seem to have forgotten about Sonic CD. The Mega Drive was undeniably Sega's most successful console. Buoyed by Sonic's success, it actually won the hardware race in parts of Europe. It developed a massive cult following in South America, and the Genesis branding in the United States managed to shake Nintendo of America by loudly proclaiming to the world that they did what Nintendo don't. But Sega were never one to rest on their laurels, and they could not help themselves from tinkering with the hardware further. It's always been a fault of the company. They're keen to embrace what's shiny and new. Some of their best titles felt absolutely revolutionary at the time of release, but oddly dated in retrospect. That comes with part and parcel of being at the cutting edge. And CD technology at the time was at the cutting edge. The next generation of consoles would largely abandon cartridges as a medium, save for Nintendo, who can be stubbornly conservative when they want to. But Sega wanted to prove that they could get there first. They saw an opportunity to jazz up the capabilities of their current console by providing an add-on that would allow for revolutionary digital graphics and sounds. I've always loved the Mega Drive sound chip, but I have to admit there were some games out there that did not know how to handle it. And for the more discerning customers, the prospect of CD quality audio could be quite exciting. Does it have mass market appeal? Probably not, as in retrospect it was prohibitively expensive, leading to it failing to gain mass market traction, notable mainly for a sudden glut of full motion video cutscenes, padding out otherwise simple Mega Drive ports. Sonic CD was this hybrid console's best selling game with 1.5 million units sold. An impressive attach rate of around 65% of all the people who bought the hardware picked up this game, and they lauded it. Reports came flooding in boasting that the animated cutscene intro and the improved audio quality soundtrack turned this new take on the original Sonic the Hedgehog game into some kind of transcendent experience. The new antagonist villain, Metal Sonic, was prominent in the marketing, exhibiting an incredibly sleek and intimidating design that had parallels to, but was completely distinct from, anything on the original home console trilogy. The important part of the statement, however, is that it was a take on the original Sonic the Hedgehog game. Whilst the main Sonic team, who still had the programmer Yuji Naka on board, worked on refining his game engine with each successive entry, reanimating and redefining what Sonic could do, the team behind Sonic CD were directed by Sonic's other creator, Naoto Oshima, who took that original game engine and sprite set and pushed it to see just how far it could be taken. He added in vast, labyrinthine, complex stages with concepts such as time travel allowing you to revisit them in the future or the past, for changes in the past to alter the future, and for a range of unique features such as shrink rays or fake three-dimensional boost pads to provide artistic flourishes. Sonic CD represents an alternative future for the franchise, where conceptual design of the game world overrides the mechanical fluidity of the player. Sonic 2 lent into that sense of speed, further deviating the franchise from traditional platform routes by making the game feel like a speedrunner. Sonic CD still has those elements, but they are deprioritized by opportunities to search for hidden items and to encourage completion. The outcome is striking, however. Whilst there is less side content in Sonic 2, completing it will reward the player with a power boost and a whole new moveset in unlocking the Hedgehog's super form as a means to providing an in-game reward. Sonic CD, however, has plenty more time-consuming requirements for full completion, but the only meaningful reward for doing so is a minor change to the animated cutscene at the end. That animated cutscene though, this was the first time we had really seen Sonic move like this, so effortlessly cool and fluid. It wowed audiences, and it set a blistering first impression for the game, introducing the concept of the Little Planet clearly and effortlessly, without the need for any dialogue. The team may not have updated Sonic's sprite, but they put every effort into the visual design of the levels, in the audio design of both the Japanese and the US soundtracks, and the complex geometry of the levels. Every stage feels distinct, every boss has a unique pattern. At times, the game feels weirdly over-designed, Later stages such as Wacky Workbench and Metallic Madness become stressful tests of patience as the player struggles to avoid a horde of demanding trap puzzles. I discovered most of this whilst riding Toyland Tours at the Derbyshire theme park Alton Towers, which was the first time I saw Palm Tree Panic, the first stage of this game, being played in motion. It's only a hazy memory, but I can recall the distinct picture of seeing the game being played on a giant square TV that immediately made me obsessed with this lost title. However, as the Sega CD had faded to obscurity, as Sega moved on to more and more ambitious but financially unrewarding console choices, it seemed impossible to find. A PC port was claimed to exist but also difficult to track down, and so for nearly a decade this was the fabled lost Sonic game, hailed as a classic by the few who had been able to get their hands on it. The Mega Drive originals were ported to the Saturn, then the Nintendo GameCube, but Sonic CD was left out until, in 2005, the Sonic Gems collection featured a functional port of the game. 6 years later, it was remastered as the first release using the fan-made Taxman Retro engine, a system that would go on to be used for the series' anniversary release, Sonic Mania. The remaster instantly became the definitive way to enjoy this classic, as not only is it feature complete with both versions of the soundtrack, HD widescreen, and a revamped, smoother special stage, it added new features such as a Tales mode to help you further enjoy exploring these levels at your leisure with the benefit of flight. Sonic CD is now incredibly easy to get hold of, and that has caused it to lose some of its charm. The game is still fun to play, but it doesn't have the simplistic feel-good factor of Sonic 2 or 3. This, more than any other Sonic game, is one that wants you to put your thinking cap on, as it becomes more rewarding when trying to do more than simply barrel through the stages.